guys, what's up? As you can see from the title, today's video is something that I'm so excited to talk about because it's one of my favorite things in the world. I'm going to be telling you all about Disney World and how you can save money and make the most of your trip, and also just little tips and tricks that you have to know that you probably have heard before or maybe not heard before, but these are just super important tips and tricks that I promise you will need for your trip to Disney World, whether you've been before or you've never been before. These are just things that I learned. Now, I have been to Disney World many times now, but the most recent time was 2 months ago, and I went with 3 of my college roommates, and we learned a lot before we went, while we were there, and after our trip we kind of like reflected on our trip and kind of made like a mental list of things that we wish we would have done differently, and things that we were glad that we did. And so I'm just going to share with you the things that I learned, because this is super important, and these are ways to save money and to make the most of your time. Now, we stayed for 3 full days in the parks, and so we literally did Disney World. Like, we dominated, we took over. And so I'm going to tell you how you can do that in a limited amount of time while saving money and just making the most of your trip. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the video, and this tip number 1 before you leave, I just wanted to go ahead and get this out there first because you can leave after this one. Not really, these are all very important, but this is just something that you need to remember. Bring cash with you, because we did not think about all of the toll bridges that were gonna be there on our way, and you have to have cash for those. Luckily, we were able to like scrape some change up every toll bridge, but even the way back, we kind of forgot to get cash, and so we had to literally like turn back around to go get cash so we could like leave. And this is mainly if you're from outside of Orlando, or even like I think inside Orlando, there's still toll bridges before you get to the parks. Not totally positive, but if you're coming from outside the Orlando area, bring cash with you. Even like in the park, it is kind of convenient to use cash while you're there rather than like having to whip out your debit card every single time. But yeah, bring cash is number 1. Okay, tip number 2, buy your tickets in advance. Now, this is so important. I can't really express this enough. This is mainly because like it kind of depends on what time of the year that you go, but you can buy your tickets in the park, and I definitely recommend to buy them as like the day you decide that you're going to go to Disney World. Go ahead and buy the tickets online, because if you want to get them sent to your house rather than just like through email, it does take a couple weeks to do that depending on where you live. And then also you do save money, because we were going to book the tickets in like January or February, but we ended up not doing it until like early March, and we were going to go to Disney World late March, and we waited like a month between like February and March, and the ticket prices like rose like by $10. So like they do, depending on the time of the year that you're going, the tickets are more expensive. So if you book it early, you do have that chance to save money. And also, it's just good to have them like on hand, prepared. That way you have time to get them in the mail if you want to get them sent to you. And yeah, so just buy your tickets in advance before you get there. Plus, you don't have to wait in those long lines at the ticket booths, and you can save money. Tip number 3. Now, this is if you are not like totally set on having that full Disney experience of staying in a hotel that's on site. Stay in a hotel off site. Now, this will save you oodles and oodles of money. This is what we did, and we found our hotel, and it was like not even 2 miles away from Animal Kingdom, which is like the bottom of Disney World. Like there are 4 or 5 different parks, I don't know, but like 4 real parks and then like a water park and other stuff. But we stayed in a hotel that was off-site. It was a little bit sketchy, but it was like super cheap. It was like under $150 a night. So we saved so much money because we split it between 4 people. And so yeah, if you don't want to pay like, it's like probably thousands of dollars to stay for like a long period of time, like even like 5 days on site at the parks. So yeah, if you want to save money, you can literally Uber to the parks every morning for like $10 to $15. And also at our hotel, there was a bus that picks up at the hotel and drops off, I think, at Epcot. And there are like there's the monorail and then the several buses that take you between the parks. But there are several off-site hotels with buses if you don't want to Uber, but Uber is like super safe, super affordable, and that's just a really good way to save money, so you don't have to spend all that money on the hotel, because you are going to spend 90% of your time at the parks anyway, and not really spend, unless you're going like with a big family and you like to have like nap time, which you can still do if you stay like 2 miles away, and you don't really need a hotel on site, just stay off site. Okay, tip number 4, download the My Disney Experience app. Now from this app, you will see this on the website, but some people still don't download the app. Download this app in advance. It is literally going to save you so much time. It has wait times on there for all the rides. It has a full map of the park. It has, you can make reservations on there for different restaurants. You can also link the different people like in your group that are with you on there, and you can like set a little character as your profile picture, and you can also make your fast pass selections through this app. This app literally saves you so much time. And so this is it's just like a super good way. You have your tickets on there. Like literally you can do everything from the app, and it just makes it super duper easy where you don't have to carry around like a physical map, don't have to like go and make your fast passes at like the little kiosk things I think they have, and you can just make your reservations on there for food. It has a ton of other things. I can't even think of all the things that are on the app, but yeah, just like menus for all the restaurants. Literally everything is on the app. So it's called My Disney Experience. You can do it from the App Store, and it's just super easy and saves all a lot of time. And that kind of leads us into tip number 5, and that is to book your fast passes in advance. Now, you do not have to pay for fast passes. That was like a big question for us before we went, and a big question for everybody because people think you have to pay to get fast passes, but no. So what happens is you get 3 fast passes a day, and so you can only do it at one park at a time. So say in the morning you want to go to Magic Kingdom. You can book those 3 fast passes at Magic Kingdom for that morning, and then after you use those 3, you can start booking it at another park. So you have like Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom are like the 4 main parks. And so after you use those 3, you can book them like one at a time at other parks. And so yeah, I advise you to book your fast passes before you even go. Like you can only do like 3 a day, but say like the Avatar ride, like the little simulator ride, y'all know the one, if you're going to Disney World, look it up. It's like where you can like fly on the dragon things. That is the coolest ride you will ever do in your entire life. That's like an extra tip. You have to do that ride, but you will need a fast pass because most of the time there's like a 4-hour wait. We got lucky and only had to wait an hour and a half because fast passes fill up so far in advance for that ride. So the day you find out you're going to Disney World, book your tickets, get your tickets, do the whole app thing, and then go ahead and book your fast pass for that ride. Or either you want to make that the first place you go that morning because it's at Animal Kingdom in Pandora. Coolest ride you'll ever do. It'll change your life. Don't be scared of it. It's amazing. Kind of going along with this one, this is like a sub point. Get the magic bands. Now, if you are staying off-site, you do have to pay extra for the magic bands. It's only like $13 or something, or either you will get like a little debit card looking thing to use. The magic bands just make it a little bit easier, so when you're going through to scan for like fast passes or just to ride the rides, you can just scan with your magic band, and they're super duper cute, not very expensive. If you do want to save money, don't worry about getting them. It's not like a life or death situation, but it does just make it easy to where you don't have to whip out a debit card to scan for your fast pass every time. You can just scan your wrist. Okay, leading off of this, this is something that is optional, but I 12 out of 10 recommend it. Get a park hopper. It is like $60 extra, maybe $65, it changes, but park hoppers are so worth it. And if you don't know what a park hopper is, that is just where you can go to more than one park in a day. So a park hopper. So you're literally hopping through the parks. And that is just like, say you want to go to Magic Kingdom in the morning and then Epcot in the afternoon and then back to Magic Kingdom at night for the fireworks show. You can do that if you have the park hopper. Otherwise, if you don't have the park hopper, you do have to stay in one park all day, and granted you can do that in every single park because there's tons of things to do, but you will not get bored in a park. You can't do that, but you will want to go to different parks probably in a day. Unless you're staying for like a full week, you probably don't have to do that because, but I mean it is like a $60 flat fee, so I would recommend it 10 out of 10. But this is just like if you're going for a little amount of time, like 3 days like we did, because we literally will go to Magic Kingdom in the morning on the first day, Epcot that afternoon, back to Magic Kingdom that night. The next day we woke up and went to Animal Kingdom, then Epcot, then back to Magic Kingdom. Then the next day we did all 4 parks. Yeah, 4 parks in one day. It was crazy, but we did it. And so 12 out of 10, get the park hopper. It's worth that extra $60 to $65. It's not gonna break your bank because you're already paying to go to Disney World, so go ahead and get the park hopper. This next point is a way for you to save money. This is something that I recommend. This is different for everybody depending on if you're going with a group of friends and you're paying like for yourself, or if you're going with your family. don't do the dining plan. Now, we did not do the dining plan. We were going to, but we actually figured it would save money for us not to. So there are like 2 different dining plans that you can do. The prices change. The first one's like about $50, and if I may be wrong, but you get like I think it's 2 quick service meals, 2 snacks, and like a cup. And then the second one is like you get 1 sit-down meal, a quick service meal, 2 snacks, and a cup. But the first one is $50 for 2 quick service meals, and then the one with the sit-down and the fast meal or quick service meal is like $75. But what we did is we would bring we would eat our breakfast at the hotel. Now, depending on what hotel you are at, and may have complimentary breakfast, especially if you stay off-site. Ours didn't, but we just ate like protein bars, and then I would get coffee when I got to the park because they have little coffee like stand-up shop things outside of each park. And so we would just save money by bringing protein bars and eating them, or like bananas. And then like in the park, we would put in our little fanny packs, we would put like protein bars and like little snacks like that. And also we would eat like 2 meals a day, but you may not spend all that $50 or that $75 by eating at the parks. And so it depends on like if you're with a family and you know that you're gonna want 1 full sit-down meal and 1 quick service meal or whatever you may want. I think there are more like nicer dining plans that you can do, but yeah, I think we saved money by eating like when we were hungry, because when you go to Epcot, there's literally, you have around the world, and there's so much food there, mainly snacks that you'll want to try. And so I think it's better just to pay like out of your own pocket rather than paying that flat fee. But it is up to you. That is just some advice that I have to save money by not buying a dining plan. Okay, this next one. You heard me talk about coffee, so that leads into this next point. Don't worry about getting a lot of sleep while you're at Disney World. Now, I'm personally that person that when I go on vacation, I do not go on relaxing vacations. I'm that girl that will wake up with the pots and pans and like make everybody get up. But when I went with my friends, we did not have that problem, because we all woke up at like 6 o'clock in the morning every morning, and we would get to the park right when it opened at 8, and we would stay there until midnight basically every day. And so we wouldn't get home until like 1 o'clock, and we would go to bed at like 2, and we were up at like 6 to 6:30 every day, so we could start heading our way at like 7. And I know that sounds like some people are like, I'm getting my sleep on my vacation. Well, y'all, you're paying to go to Disney World. You're paying for the experience. You're not going to get that while you're sleeping. You can sleep on the way home, sleep when you get home, sleep before you go. Like I said, they have coffee. You can drink that, get a 5-hour energy. You're going to be fine. So and it's really cool to get there like first thing in the morning, because it's not as crowded, and then it's also not as crowded at the end of the night. So yeah, just if you want a nap like mid-afternoon, take a quick one, but I don't recommend it. I recommend like just storing all of your energy before your trip and just planning to sleep after, because it's so worth it, like getting there in the morning and then knowing that you have like dominated and taken over that park all day. So yeah, do not worry about sleep is the main point I'm trying to make. Okay, this next one is something that I can kind of just vouch for, because I'm from Alabama, but I'm from like the Florida line, and Florida has some crazy weather. So does Alabama, but Orlando has crazy weather. You never know what you're gonna get. Bring a poncho. So just prepare for the weather. Bring a poncho. You can just, that way, guys, I don't recommend a rain jacket, because rain jackets are like heavy and you may sit it down and they'll make you hot if you wear them too long. Ponchos are like really cool. You can throw them away at the end of the day. And also, with ponchos, it's like super easy to carry around, like I just said. But yeah, the weather is very unpredictable. It was supposed to rain the whole entire time that we were there, and it ended up not raining until like the last day, and it was like a light sprinkle. But I have been to Disney World before where it like stormed, and so you want to just be prepared for the weather. Yeah, because you never know what you're gonna get. So bring that poncho. And with that being said, this leads into our next point. Be prepared for the walking that you're gonna do. Now, when I went to Disney World this past time, I was like, I'm gonna dress super cute. So I wore these ears, like I wore these today out of the spirit of Disney World. And then I wore this like super cute little Minnie Mouse dress, and I was like, I don't know what shoes to wear. But I wore my Converse. And Converse, for some people, they break in and they get to be super comfortable. But for me, that was not the case. I had blisters on my feet for like weeks after. We had to go home or go back to the hotel like mid-afternoon one day, because we all had sores on our feet the first day. Don't worry about what your shoes are. You can crop those out in the pictures. I was just determined to look cute in all my pictures, but crop your feet out if you don't want to wear cute shoes. Comfort is key. Now you're going to see so many people wearing so many different things while you're at Disney World. Wear your most comfortable shoes that you own, whether they match or not. That goes along like with the weather. You don't want to sandals and chacos, they will hurt your feet after a while. So I recommend like a really comfortable pair of tennis shoes. Plus when it's like raining, yeah, they may get wet and soggy, but you know, you will be okay. Comfort is key on this trip. Now this next point is also super duper very important. You need to bring yourself a fanny pack or a little bitty backpack. Now the past times I've been to Disney World, I've brought a mini backpack, but this very last time that I went, I brought a fanny pack, and it was honestly life-changing because sometimes backpacks will like weigh you down even if they're not that heavy, but as like you're going for like more than 12 hours through the day, and they will kind of start to hurt your back and your neck. Fanny packs, you just strap it around you like a belt and get yourself like a nice size one, and you can stuff more than you think in there. And some ideas of what to bring in your fanny pack, I wrote some down, so if I look over, excuse me, but bring your poncho. You can roll that up, stuff that in your fanny pack. Portable phone charger. Trust me, you're gonna need it with all the pictures that you're gonna take, even though you won't be on your phone that long because you're gonna be like going throughout the park, but pictures, you need a phone charger probably. Germex, because yeah, you need Germex. I also brought some of those little wisps, like the little, I think they're like by Colgate or something. You can like wet them and like brush your teeth throughout the day. Gum, mints, snacks. I already said snacks. It's easy and it'll save you money. If you're not like super set on getting snacks in the park and you want to save money, bring your own snacks. They allow that at the parks. Bring Band-Aids in case your feet start to hurt like mine. You're gonna need some Band-Aids probably. Even if you are wearing comfortable shoes, you're doing a lot of walking, and bring Band-Aids for you and your friends. I think I already said gum, but this, like, talking about bringing things to the park, this leads into the next point. Bring your own water bottle, and that can just mean like an empty plastic Dasani water bottle. If you're worried about like bringing like a nice like reusable one, you can just reuse that Dasani one. Like, that's what we would do. We bought one like before we even came, and then you can just like refill it in the park all day because the water bottles there are like expensive. And so like if you're not doing the dining plan, to get that extra cup, which the cup is honestly kind of big and bulky and awkward and you don't really want to carry that around, bring your own water bottle and just like a clear plastic one so you can you know, just fill it up throughout the day so you don't have to buy multiple. So yeah, or either just buy one in the morning and carry it all day throughout the park. That's what we did, and that saved a lot of money. Okay, this is my last point that I can think of, but I think this is point like number 13, soft 12, maybe 13, maybe 14, I don't know, I think it's 13. Plan your days before you go. Now this is super duper important. We did this the last time we went over spring break, but like the times before that, I kind of just like woke up and went. But if you actually like, I know you're thinking, Claire, it's a vacation, you should just go with the flow. That's nice and all, that's a great thought, but if you don't actually have like some kind of plan on what you're gonna do, you will get there and you will get like overwhelmed. And this kind of get like making your fast passes, you kind of do have to have a plan because oh, going back to the fast passes really quick, if you get there early in the morning, say you have a fast pass for like 8:30 in the morning for Space Mountain, that's actually what we did on our first day. But and the park opened at 8, and we were like, okay, we will just go straight to Space Mountain, and we have a fast pass, so we won't have to wait in line. Well, at 8:30 in the morning, there's not that many people there, and so there was like a 10-minute wait. So what we did, we canceled our fast pass for that, so we could use another one later in the day, and so we saved a fast pass by doing that. And so yeah, so if you plan your days before you go, and if you get there early, you will not have to wait in line and stuff. So yeah, when you're doing your fast passes, kind of be alert on the wait times as well, and that ties back into the app. So if you plan your days out before you go, say, like even if you're like on your way to Disney World, just be like, okay, the first day we're gonna go to Magic Kingdom, and I really do recommend that because Magic Kingdom kind of gives you that like magical kickstart in your trip because it's like Magic Kingdom. And so we planned to do that, and then we ate lunch. No, we didn't eat lunch there. We stayed there until like noon or 1, and then we went to Epcot for the afternoon so we could eat at Epcot, because Epcot, y'all, you got to go to around the world there. They have such good food. And then we went back to Magic Kingdom that night, and then the next day we went to Animal Kingdom that morning, and that afternoon we went to Hollywood Studios, and we went back to Magic Kingdom that night, and then the last day we went to Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, something like that. We went to multiple parks multiple times, and it was so much fun. But having like a plan, now it doesn't have to be like set in stone plan, you can like improvise, but if you have like a general plan of like what parks you want to do in what order, so you can kind of like plan your fast passes, it will save you so much time, and so you don't get there and like, I don't know what park to go to. Just kind of have like a general plan. I know I've kind of like emphasized this a lot, but that goes back into those fast passes. You kind of want to like have a general idea of what fast passes you want to use way in time before you go. So all of these points that I'm saying kind of do tie in together, and hopefully this video was super helpful. The main point I can think of is the first point I made, is to bring cash. But these are just some things that people didn't really tell me, and trust me, I watched a lot of YouTube videos about this stuff before I went to Disney World, and they didn't tell me these things. And so these are just ways that you can save money and make the most of your time in a short period of time, and how to really dominate and take over Disney World. And if you're watching this video, that probably means that you're getting ready to go to Disney World, and so I hope you have a magical time, and it is gonna be magical. It's so worth it. Again, don't worry about sleep. Have so much fun. Literally, like, Disney World is not for kids. It's more for like people, like college students, I feel like, and adults, because you can really appreciate everything. Like, it's just like, you really do feel like you're in another world while you're there. I don't care who thinks I'm crazy, it's literally magical. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to press the subscribe button. I have new videos 3 times a week, every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And so if you have any other tips for going to Disney World, leave me a comment, because I need to know some more tips for my next trip, whenever that may be. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!